So this yesterday was Dynamite, and it was in Long Island, which is basically AEW's Bizarro World, like WWE used to have with Canada. That means back in the day when Bret Hart was wrestling, and he was a heel, which, as you guys now know, it means bad guy, he would always get booed except for when he went to Canada. Then everything reversed, where he would get cheered louder than anyone in the world, and everybody else would have to like be heel for the night. So in Long Island, MJF, who's like the most hated guy in all of wrestling, he's revered as like the son of Long Island, and everybody loves him when he goes there. And they hate CM Punk, which is awesome because CM Punk gets to be like a heel, which we don't really get to see much. So Punk came out and he was just pissing off the crowd. Heel Punk is great. I love CM Punk as a heel. And so that was happening. Then later on in the show...
It's like a reverse world.
That's what they call it, Bizarro World.
That's what they call it. That's
that's the term. It's Bizarro World. So CM Punk at the end of the show, something was happening. It was like after the cameras were off, where you had he was in the ring, and Hook was in the ring. Hook is the son of Taz.
Captain Hook?
Nope, just Hook. He's the son of Taz.
Tasmanian Devil?
And he's an amazing wrestler. He's like this young kid, and he's just badass, hasn't lost a match, and he has crazy hair. So he was out there, and Hook has been having this on and off like feud thing with Danhausen, where Danhausen constantly tries to curse him, and Hook is just ignoring him. So anyway, they were sort of becoming like more of a team, where Danhausen was trying to curse CM Punk. CM Punk goes in the ring. Hook gets him, puts him in the red rum, which is the old school Taz mission. And he makes CM Punk tap, and like everybody's cheering because Hook is from New York, and everybody's happy, and they hate CM Punk. And the show, like, it ended, even like this was after the camera, so it ended, and CM Punk is like passed out, quote unquote, in the ring. And then they showed like a time lapse video of it, and you see CM Punk never left the ring. So all the fans are getting up, they're going home for the night, and CM Punk's just laying in the middle of the ring, still acting as if he's hurt the entire time while everybody's going home. Damn. So you have like the production crew, they're getting everything together. The doctors like checking on CM Punk, and they make like a makeshift stretcher. They put him on it and they wheel him out, and he never moves for like hours. He just laid there.
That's dedication. That's sweet.
So, he is okay though, right?
He's perfectly fine.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
It's just because
like,
it's a fun little story.
He was dead.
No, it's a fun.
He's low key dead in the middle of the ring.
They just didn't want to. They didn't want to scare anybody, so they're just like, we're just gonna make believe he's doing this as part of the show.
Yeah.
He's good. He's really good.
This wasn't for the title fight, right?
No, this wasn't even on TV. This was after the show.
No, I'm talking about his match. Wasn't for the title, right?
Well, this wasn't a match at all. No.
Oh, okay.
This was just the thing that happened. He was just out in the ring. But no, so there was that. He's obviously fine. Famously, Jon Moxley did this in WWE back when he was Dean Ambrose. He got, I think, DDT'd by somebody, and he just lay there till all the fans went home. So he just stayed in the ring. So it's a common thing, sort of.
Does someone come up to him and be like, "You're clear"?
Yeah, it's like the doctor for CM Punk. He's sitting there, and then other people keep coming around. It's like the doctor. You see, he's looking at him. He's like, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know. But deep down, he's just like, it's cool. You got a couple more people if you want to hang out. It's fine. So
yeah,
there was that.
Like, come on, bro. I want to go home. Come on, let's go. Like,
yeah. Stone Cold was famous for doing that. He used to get drunk and get the fans all happy, and then he just wouldn't leave, and everybody in the back's like, we just want to shut down everything. And he's literally just getting beer all over, and he would take a chair and roll down the ramp while he was drunk, and the fans would cheer.
He's just having a blast.
He's having the time of his life, and everybody just wants to go home.
I would hate Stone Cold if he did that. If I was working at the arena,
I know I'd
like,
be
this son of a bitch. Like, get the fuck on, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
all right. So I have a not so funny story following this. Sunny, or formerly known as Sunny, back in the olden days of WWE, back in like 97, 98. Real name Tammy Sytch. She recently just got arrested for a fatal DUI incident. A 75-year-old woman was murdered.
Oh shit.
Tammy Sytch has had many issues with the law over the years. She's had a lot of issues with drugs and alcohol, and this is just the latest of what's occurred. So apparently, I'm checking on TMZ right now. The article is done by somebody whose name isn't on here. It says it ties back to an awful incident Accident police say that it occurred in late March. Don't know why she just got arrested now. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But there were multiple accounts. Somebody did end up dying because of the incident. She is in police custody. But we talked about this just 2 weeks ago, and we mistakenly reported the Jimmy Uso thing. So it's sad to see. Just I know that you got stuff going on in your life, but because of somebody died.
As we've mentioned before, like there's just no excuse with like Uber and Lyft. Like, a couple bucks to save like your life and all people around. That could have easily been, not that an old lady's like less bad or anything, but like it could have easily been a family or kids or anything else. Like, so
we talked about it last week with Eslam's news story that that they had the law in Tennessee, I believe it was, where now that if this had occurred there, she would have to pay for. Support for that person's family if that was the case, So
specifically child support.
But it's sad to see something like this happen.
Should at least have to pay the funeral.
Oh, 100%. They should be paid for the funeral. Funeral costs should be covered by the drunk driver.
That could get super expensive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just Mark Henry was reported, because he does a radio show, Busted Open, where he recently stated that he feels that she should be kicked out of the WB Hall of Fame. I don't know if that's the case or not. Booker T himself says, like, yeah, you could do that, but that doesn't necessarily bring anybody back. That just draws more attention to her. So I don't know. I could see it from both points of view, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's the true tragedy is somebody was killed.
Do it.
They could, but
I think at the end of the day, she's still a legend. But it just, it just sucks that she tainted her reputation. Really,
exactly. So there's that.
Yeah.
And then I have one last news story involving New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is a weird one. So Kota Ibushi, who I've talked about multiple times on the podcast, phenomenal wrestler, or whatever. He's had a lot of issues with management. What's up?
Right, you froze for us, so you want to say it again?
Just keep going.
My bad.
It's going to record on his end.
All right, Kota Ibushi, he's had multiple issues.
True.
He's had multiple issues with staff management and stuff like that, and the bookers or whatever. Remember I talked about a while back where he was in the G1 Climax. He was in the finals, and then he got hurt, and Okada won, and he dislocated his shoulder. So since then, he's come back a few times here and there, and apparently he's come back when he felt like he wasn't ready, and they've tried to bring him back multiple times. And he's had so many issues with the different bookers to the point that now he's going online, he's starting to say like all these different things that nobody knows if it's true. Or it's just like he's claiming that at times he was sexually harassed. He's claiming that at times, they said, hey, you should come in when he's not medically cleared, or when he was ready to come in, they decided, no, because you're being a dick, we're not going to have you wrestle. And he apparently made an appearance at like another smaller wrestling show in Japan, and they were calling him out for that. And he was like, listen, you guys said that you were going to like fire me, so I was under the impression I could go. So it's weird. I don't know what all the details are, but one big thing he's been talking about is like, it sucks because I'm working with this company that's so influenced by the Yakuza. And that's something that goes back to the olden days where, yes, Japanese pro wrestling is very much, or at least it was back in the day, it went hand in hand with Yakuza dealings. Famously, there was supposedly Antonio Inoki, who's like the godfather of Japanese wrestling. He had to make deals with Yakuza. That's stuff you can read about online. So he's claiming that that's still going on. He feels like it's so dangerous that he feels like if he says anything else, it's going to get to the point that his own life could be at risk. So I don't know what's going on with this whole situation between he and New Japan. And what really sucks is Kota Ibushi truly is one of the greatest wrestlers in the world. Like, he is that good. So I don't know what's going on. I hope he does continue to wrestle, even if it's not New Japan, but somewhere. But
AEW, baby. They're hiring.
No. So that's one thing that was reported on where they were just like, maybe AEW, but he famously wants to stay in Japan, doesn't want to do too much traveling, and he's known for not staying with a company for long terms. There was this one time he was in WWE for like a really short like tournament, and he was like by far the best wrestler there. They offered him a contract, and he's like, no, I just want to be here for a little bit. And they're like, what? Like, we had so many plans for you. Like, you were going to be like the best wrestler. He's like, no, I'm good.
That was a good choice on his part.
He's like, I'm just passing through.
That was a good choice on his part.
That's literally what he did.
Weary wanderer.
And then he went back to New Japan, and New Japan was trying to get him for the longest time until he finally signed a contract. Because for the longest time, he was just like a part-time wrestler. Like, he would refuse to sign with anyone. And now that he has, all these issues are happening. So, I don't know.
He's a smart man. He should have kept it that way.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if they offer enough money, and you're only getting older. So
that is true.
I don't know.
Very
Hopefully
true.
we get to see Kota Ibushi wrestle somewhere. I don't care where. Just the man he's a wrestling god. I want to see him wrestle anywhere. I don't care. But Kota Ibushi.
He could be a part-timer at AEW.
He could, but it's a lot of travel.
Ring of Honor.
It's the same thing.
WWE.
He could. They ain't gonna give him a contract like that. You can't name any others.
I'm thinking one second.
You can't name any other wrestling companies.
Wait,
You're done.
wait.
You hit your limit.
No, ECW.
They went out of business like 30 years ago. Like,
That's still another one though.
They're coming back.
also that both of them bought by WWE. Like, that is WWE.
WWF
is WWE.
Did I say Ring of Honor?
You're just gonna name
I was just
gonna
kidding.
name wrestling companies.